will gel once the season starts proper.
Yeah, I think initially we had that it's just the group winners that will go on to qualify for the Nigerian professional football. But I think when Amagnis came, he said no, there's going to be a Super 4, so maybe the top 2 will qualify, and then there will be a Super 4 and the top 4 they will qualify. But before the end of the season, I'm sure they will tell us how the format is going to be. But what we can tell you authoritatively is that there are 4 groups, 2 in the north, 2 in the south. Group A1 in the north and A2 in the north, then B1 in the south, B2 in the southern conference. So that's how they. No, I think they kind of mixed it. You know, the 2 sides that will be the teams that will be playing in the different conferences. So that is the situation with Bendel Insurance playing right now against SMTFC. This is to help the players get used to the turf at the Samuel Ogbomodia Stadium, because that's where they'll be playing their matches. They also played 2 games. They played against that's their first game of the football season a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. They visited the southeastern Nigeria, where they pipped Homeland FC 1-0, and then they also beat Inenwe United. This was part of their preparation for the kickoff that was supposed to initially on the 3rd of February, but we know now that it has been moved to the 13th of February. So the newly promoted assistant coach Greg Ihenoba said that the team is working hard to make their fans and people of Edo State proud by playing good football, and ultimately they want to secure the tickets to the Nigerian Professional Football League at the end of the season. And of course, we are solidly behind the States club, wishing them the best of luck. The women's team, Edo Queens, they are also in action, trying to establish contact with their media officer, Ogeva Ehesun. That match is supposed to also be going on right now at the Western Boys High School. And so they are playing against the National Sports Festival side, the Women's National Sports Festival side, in what has been termed a local derby. So that's the plan. The match is supposed to serve as build up to the Week 10 NWFL Premiership clash against Nasarawa Amazons, which will be taking place at the Samuel Ogbomodia Stadium. So this game will also enable the festival team to assess themselves and know if they will be able to, really do well at the forthcoming National Sports Festival. Meanwhile, according to Ogeva Ehesun, the CEO of Edo Queens, Sabina Chikere, is expected to lead some top government functionaries to grace the match. In Edo Queens, they have within the last couple of days played a number of club-friendly games in preparation for the NWFL kickoff, which is going to be on the 13th of on the 10th of February.
Yeah, the match against their match on the 10th is a must win for them, honestly, and I've said that over and over, because when you look at the way they started, yes, they've dropped some points, and that was because they faced some tough clubs, but notwithstanding, they are also a team to be scared of. So, and with the state government support and all that they've gotten so far, I think all they need to do is to win their game today. Just it's preparatory, but let that winning mentality be there, whether friendly or not. Yes, I've seen players who are involved in friendly matches, and they think that they are playing it in a cup final. So once you have that winning mentality, yes, whenever you step on the pitch, all that's going through your mind is win. But if you're able to get a draw and it's okay for you and still put you in the better place on the table, I think it's fine. But for Edo Queens, well, I expect Salome Gunova, the captain, who has also played for Nigeria's female national team, talking about the Super Falcons, and she has won the AFCON. So to be an AFCON winner is not a joke, and to be captain of Edo Queens, I think presence right there will really help them to do this season. So we expect them to get as more points on the 10th, but in their game today, we expect them to win and also to stay injury free. They have to be very careful, because this season is about restarting. So for me, I wish them the best.
The revival of the Principal's Cup, which had a lot of glitz and glamour in the 80s and maybe early 90s, would bring about the discovery of fresh talent. This is what the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, is saying. And he believes that the reason why they revived the Principal's Cup is in order to discover and nurture new talents. The minister said, we are quoting him, "The National Principal Cup is back, one of the bedrock of grassroots sports development. The likes of Shegun Odegbami, Henry Nwosu, late Stephen Keshi, Daniel Amokachi, Victor Igbeba, Joseph Dosu, Amokachi, Daniel Amokachi, I mentioned him, from Victor Igbeba, Tajudeen Disu, Daniel Ajide, among others. They were all the products of the Principal's Cup, and they all donned the green national jersey. So the fact that we discover young talent from secondary schools and nurture them to stardom made us focus on reviving the competition, and that's what the minister said. Then further went on to say the Principal's Cup is kicking off soon across the federation because talents abound everywhere. The organizing committee needs to pay attention to details and as much as possible scout for talents that will be useful to the country. The Principal Cup is not restricted to only football, but other sports like boxing, badminton, table tennis, and athletics. This is to ensure that the competition stands the test of time with sustainable improvements. Then he concluded by saying, the youth are critical to sporting activities, so they must be discovered and nurtured. This release is signed by the media office of the Minister of Youth and Sports Development.
That's the best way to go. Go back to what we were used to, and what's the process with which we produce big stars. So going back there is not something bad, and I think it's the best way. Principal's Cup, we are going to get stars that will go into the maybe on the
look at the templates, what made us so successful, then come back and implement them. Alright, there are going to be some matches today in the across the different leagues in Europe. Some will be playing cup competition, others will be playing in the league. In England, we have the Premier League, huge London derby, Tottenham Hotspur versus Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel versus Jose Mourinho, the first time that he will be facing Jose Mourinho in his career. But Jose Mourinho has played against them a couple of times since he left them, faced them with Inter Milan, faced them with, he faced Real Madrid with Chelsea, then faced them also with he has faced them with Tottenham Hotspur, of course, but faced them with Manchester United. But this is the first time that Thomas Tuchel will be facing Jose Mourinho. And that match is coming up at 9 p.m. In the Copa del Rey is going to be Real Betis versus Athletic Bilbao. That match also at 9 p.m. So these are some of the games that we have in the from two countries that we are under the major leagues, but the Copa del Rey is not the league competition. Then also we have matches going on, a match going on right now in the FIFA Club World Cup. Tigers playing against Ulsan Hyundai, and that match Tigers are up 2-1 against Ulsan Hyundai, while later at 6:30 Africa will be at play. Al Ahly will be playing against Al Duhail Football Club. So that's what we have going on in the FIFA Club World Cup that's taking place in the Middle East. what we have happening in the world of the Nigerian Professional Football League. Okay, let's look at this player, Erling Braut Haaland. I mean, he is to many the one of the biggest names in football right now, and so many clubs are after him: Manchester City, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Chelsea. But people are beginning to ask the question, which club is he going to suit the most, or which club will suit him the most? Because it's looking like he's going to be leaving Borussia Dortmund, although Dortmund are pretty confident that he's going to stay with them at the end of the season. However, there have been Bayern Munich also interested, so all of these clubs wanting Erling Braut Haaland, who's just 20 years old. And I love how he conducts his interview. He is a journalist's worst nightmare. Erling Braut Haaland, have you seen his interviews? Most times, although I think I watch a couple where he has yes, no, yeah, that's who, yeah. That's how he answers that.
Yeah, because you want him to go into details, about particular. But of course, for the fact that maybe he's a shy guy when it comes to facing the camera.
He's not shy, and he speaks perfect English, but he just, I don't know, he's been naughty and he says things. He usually says that the best nights of his life are when he gets to sleep with his girlfriend.
So for me, the way he's playing right now, he should consider the place that he will get his career. He will take his career to the top level and also win trophies. Yeah, we know the clubs involved right now, they are trophy winning clubs. Manchester City, they know how to win titles. Chelsea, the same thing. Liverpool, fine, but he should look for a team that he will be, and that way they could go ahead to win the title together. But right now at Dortmund, it seems it's not really working from the flanks. Though Jadon Sancho at some point has been fantastic, but I think they're also struggling at the moment, talking about Borussia Dortmund. But if it comes to a club like Manchester City, yes, we know they have got fantastic wingers. Liverpool, same thing, because that's why we have the 4-3, the Sadio Mane, Salah, and the Firmino. So we hardly go to a club where he will not flourish, except the once there is injury problem, you have to expect the striker to come in and also do better than the one that got injured. So for me, I think Gabriel Jesus is a finisher, if not for injuries that also blighted his career so far. I don't think we'll be counting this number of goals, after his performances for Manchester City of recent. So he has scored 4 goals so far, but I think him filling the gap for Sergio Kun Aguero. Well, I expect Aguero to remain with the team. If he wants to leave Manchester City, yes, he has spent a couple of years with them. He's free to leave and also to test another league and take his career elsewhere. But if he wants to remain with them, yes, I think he will remain the hitman, the go-to man. But now you have somebody like Jesus filling the gap whenever he's out there. I think it's really good. And when you have a team performing and getting results, irrespective of those that are out of the team, you hardly feel their absence. It's only when there are issues you now start talking about, oh, this player, I don't know when he's going to come back, and if he has been here, the results would have been different. But right now, City, they are still top. Without Aguero for some games, they are top right now. So I think he needs to believe in Gabriel Jesus, as well as also Kun Aguero once he returns. Yes, I've seen 2 of them play together, and they are threats to defenders. So right now, even without him coming to the squad, I think City, they've got goal scorers apart from Gabriel Jesus. Can score from different positions.
Alright, let's talk about this. Well, not something you really like talking about, but unfortunately it is a reality in the world, not just in sports, not just in football. But Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson, he has called racist abuse that footballers suffer assault with words, and he says that social media companies, they must remove the ability to hide like a coward. I'm quoting him, and it's exactly what we have been saying. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these big tech social media organizations, they should be able to either ban these people who do that or expose them. Maybe if somebody that this person engages in this and has been racially abusing people, post a message, and everywhere he appears, and the message goes out to everybody using your platform that this person is a racist. So that person has no place to hide anymore. But when the person says one thing today and nothing is done, he could keep saying all those stuff. So several players, they reported racist abuse in the past week. Of course, it included someone who's an MBE, a member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, Marcus Rashford, somebody who was a star of the lockdown period in England because of what he did, not just in England, in the UK, because of what he did, ensuring that poor kids got food. And by the way, I honestly do not understand how I forgot to mention this. Another person who was a hero during the pandemic unfortunately died, I think it was 2 days ago, Captain Tom Moore. This guy fought in the Second World War for Great Britain, and during the pandemic last year, he he became a sports sensation. In fact, even during games, the 1 minute silence was observed in his honor. The man is 100 years old. He was born in 1920 and died in 2021, so he's 101 years. I don't, but wow. It's not up to his birthday, so he's 100 years old. He inspired so many people across Britain by raising money for the NHS, that's the National Health Service. He can't even work on his own. He uses what they call a stroller, so he completed a particular course in his backyard, and that made people to be contributing money. Even sports stars donated money. Big celebrities like Piers Morgan also contributed money to that cause, and he ended up raising millions for the National Health Service. COVID, I think they said he went to the Bahamas to travel, and some people now started, bringing all sorts of things. They were like, why would they even allow his family to be with him when he was passing? And trust Piers Morgan, he really went at them on Twitter and said, look, this guy, because of what he's done and everything, and many people now came out to say, yeah, they say do not you cannot be with people who have COVID, just not because you don't love them, but because the government is trying to prevent a further spread of the disease. But there are, in the UK now, I think the highest tier is tier 4. So they said where he is, where Captain Tom Moore is tier 2. So, and in tier 2 situations, you can actually visit somebody who is sick with COVID based on, you have to follow certain guidelines. And the man is 100 years old, so they knew that he wasn't likely to survive the moment he contracted COVID. But of course, I think the oldest person I've heard who survived COVID is about 102 years old. So unfortunately, Captain Tom Moore did not make it, but he inspired so many people. So the reason why we are even bringing this this particular memory is that the same people who tend to be racist, they are also the ones who will be abusing the family of Tom Moore. So Piers Morgan really went at them for abusing Marcus Rashford and also abusing Captain Tom Moore. So the United Kingdom government, they've threatened large fines if social media companies fail to tackle abuse on their platform. So Henderson, who is also an England international, he said it's time for action to meet words. It is time for those who have the power and authority to intervene to do so, be that government or the social media companies themselves, who benefit from the interaction of football supporters all over the world. So this is what Jordan Henderson said. Then the United Kingdom Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden, he said the government was prepared to get tough and criminal sanctions could be considered if social media platforms do not fulfill their duty of care. So this came after Southampton contracted Hampshire police to report racist abuse aimed at their teenager Alex Jankewicz following the Saints' 9-0 defeat by Manchester United on Tuesday. Look, nobody wants to be in a team that is that was embarrassed by the opponent. So nobody wants to lose. But when the team loses and you now pick on somebody, maybe because of his ethnicity, maybe because of his race, maybe because of his religion, it's not nice at all. And they've got to do more to fight racism.
Yeah, racism must be kicked out, whether they like it or not, and we all have to do that collectively. And I think the big companies, social media companies, should also try as much as possible to expose those who are doing that. If they can do that, I think there'll be no place for hiding place for a golden fish. So if they think okay they can do such thing and and hide without people knowing their identity and all that, I think it's really wrong. The social media company, if they want to fight racism, they have to be at the forefront. They have to do the needful by exposing these people. If I know that once I post something, yes, I'll be exposed, and many people know that this guy is a racist and all that. There is no way I can try it. As far as I want to continue to use social media, except I want to take myself off social media. And without using social media, you cannot post something that others will see. So people will begin to retrace their steps and begin to do things. The normal way, but if they are silent, then they'll continue to post different negative things, and they'll go scot-free without having issues. So the people that will start this fight, rather that will contribute massively to this fight, are the companies, because others have started playing their own part. So the companies should start revealing the identities of those who does not want those who do not want football to grow, or rather for players to be happy.
Alright, that's the situation. Guys, time for you to join us on the show. Call us on 070-6263-9275 or 090-3939-4427. You can also reach us on 081-2178-9154 and send us an SMS on 080-7400-9076. Hello.
Well, Brian, good evening.
Angela, welcome.
Brian, good evening.
Good evening, Angela.
God bless you. So, I don't know. Well, you mentioned they want to for the preparation of the restarting of the league. That one good. In order to put the game in very good shape. Because doctors say this NPWF made a try to win it because the amount of the investment government have put for this. For better insurance, how should they prepare? Should they play 1 or 2 friendly matches in order to keep the guys? Because better insurance.
They play today now. We mentioned that they play friendly today.
So that they play so that they go do fit. Liverpool, what you call they do Liverpool?
They call mental fatigue.
Fatigue. I don't say talking of fatigue because be telling me now because of Gondi Badari, I made it. The players don't tire. Looking at 3 years back now, we those players don't keep a lot for Liverpool. And the fatigue now could be affected. So I would say the coach will put 1 or 2 people together in order for the guys to continue to play the way we will know them. So play.
Alright, thank you, Danjuma. Hello?
Hello, bro.
Hello, just welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
No problem fatigue like the because at the same number of games now they play. So that's the way they give up the same number of games now they play.
You say mental fatigue.
Okay. I I'm going to talk Chelsea, well, the top match, I talk about only about whether 2 matches, I don't know. So they will not like to lose this one again against Chelsea. But Chelsea will still need the match, even more than themselves. So we need that top form. Even not to contend with the title because we still have a chance of winning the title. So I wish them all the best. And as for Arsenal losing again, well, 2 red cards, I played on the cost records, I think them all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. 07062639075 09039394427. Hello.
Hello, my children.
Yeah, but I'm feeling good.
Yes, this is good evening.
What did he say?
Oh.
Yes, because
Okay. Oh, good evening, welcome.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
My brother, I salute you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why is the winning player of the century? Is the player of the aspect correct?
I beg, I don't hear the question. Repeat them.
I said why the winning player of the century? I said the winning player of the this for us. I don't try to play for us on Saturday. I
don't hear what you talk about. When Ronaldo win player of the century, I know play Cristiano Ronaldo anthem. Now what did they talk about that?
Yeah, I don't think that you played.
I think I did. Now maybe now you know here. Now that one we sure say now that one we take starts the program that day.
Okay. And then this area of choice CD for the that the I don't go into it's the big bench most of the time, but I know that it's correct to do. Make him wake up. If you know say that you know go see the get play time. Let you go to place where go see get play time because now one of the players I won't go from Nigeria when we see the put up seriously with that so that you know go just be bench like that.
Alright.
This night I wish Chelsea all the best. Thank you for the job you do.
Alright, thank you. Hello.
Yeah, my children.
Good evening, sir.
How are you, sir?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm just enjoying everything, but if I say I will say something, I am very happy, but I need to call to praise you guys and praise the station. Yeah, so many things on the table. Starting from the principal's cup that is coming up, I just hope that in this COVID, wherever we not disturb most of this arrangement. Then I also take interest in the vendor insurance play friendly before the cracker. I just hope this time around we don't want any excuse. We want them to play and qualify, take us to the premier side because we are tired of this and whatever they call it now. I don't want they should take us up. So that is I'm happy they are playing friendly now. But have they got a new coach? I see Alan the coach are retired or resign.
That was the head coach. The head coach, yeah. They have a technical manager in Benadogbe. It was the head coach.
It was Godwin Bazaye was assisting Benadogbe when he left. So they now promoted the person that was after Baldwin to Baldwin's position. But Baldwin wasn't the number one at the time that he left.
Okay, so at least let me put that place in order. I don't want any excuse. This time around, I believe the deputy government is still there.
Yeah, he's there.
Deputy government. Alright, so thank you guys for the good work.
Alright, thank you.
Okay.
07062639075 09039394427 Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, this is Amo. From Power.
Welcome, Mama.
For me, I think the best way to stop this racism to an extent, even though it will not stop it, but I think
attention should be taken away from racism. The attention the world is paying to racism is like it's getting too much.
The attention?
Yes, let those who are racially abused don't take it to heart. If possible, they should not even talk about it. To let those people who are abusing them.
No, my brother,
appear like they don't know what they are doing. For example, I think it was you who said on this station that when it was not the best that we have
banana and eating live for everybody was now supporting Dani Alves for doing that. We did it just to show solidarity, but we also warned that look, what Dani Alves even did was dangerous. I mean, if somebody hates you so much, he's willing to call you a monkey, he's willing to throw bananas at you, he could have poisoned that banana. He could have poisoned that banana. He took a huge risk by eating the banana, but he just kind of shamed what the racist person did. That same period, Osaze Odenwinge, he joined West Bromwich Albion. Was it that year or a couple of years earlier? And his club, Lokomotiv Moscow, they displayed a banner with a huge banana. They didn't say anything. They didn't mention Osaze Odenwinge's name, but just had a banana, and they said thank you West Brom. Yeah, that's what they said. They just, I mean, the message was very clear, and of course the whole world came out and said no, you cannot do this, and that Lokomotiv Moscow was wrong to have done that. But look, you cannot, if you are saying it's because people are talking about it, that's why I understand the argument, I understand the logic, but would you now say sexual harassment is because people are talking about it? That's why those that are doing it, that's why they keep doing it. You've got to talk about it. You've got to battle it. You've got to fight it until it's no longer there. You've got to keep shaming the people that are doing it. But if every time they do it, you keep quiet, it may not even have that effect that you think it is going to have. That okay, when you keep quiet, I think it's going to even embolden other people. We saw what happened in the United States of America, where they had presidents who were willing to fight against discrimination. The number, the amount of incidents that were reported was, to a manageable extent. But the moment Donald Trump emerged as president of the United States of America, these racists became really bold. They were now openly displaying it, and right now it has dropped again tremendously. Even on social media, it was reported that when Donald Trump was taken off the social media,